The facts matter.
Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It's April 9th, 2020, and happy Thursday to everyone. This video is with regards to a person by the name of AnnaV Rietz. Now, that's not her full legal name. That's just the online name that she uses. She also calls herself a judge. Now, no one's ever really been able to back her into a corner to get her to claim what specific type of judge she is today, because depending on the way the wind is blowing, she's a different kind of judge every time you ask, or rather, every time that you expose that she's not really a judge. I did a lot of investigating of Anna back in 2017, and the picture that you're looking at is from the Hate Watch from the SPLC, where they interview her, and she claims to be a sovereign judge. She made that hate watch because of the fact that her ideology is definitely of the Sovset persuasion, we'll call it. Now, when I started investigating Anna, the main reason for me doing so was due to the fact that all of the paperwork that was causing problems for people at the time was being sold by none other than April LeJeune, who decided she was going to take all of Anna's paperwork, which Anna was not charging for, or at least that's what she claims, and she turned it into a package of her own without doing much of anything, and started charging between $350 and $500, and that package now has gone up several times to as high as almost $1,000. There were people that were coming to me asking me questions about whether or not these were valid, and there were also people that were coming to me that had already purchased these packages that were getting into trouble in one manner or another. I, at one point, exposed Anna in 3 different videos, the first one being contacting the Alaskan Judicial Council, who promptly told me that they had heard of Anna before, and that I was to inform people that in the event that anyone actually had any damage done to them in any way, shape, or form, to provide them with the Attorney General of Alaska's information to turn Anna in. They also confirmed that Anna is not a real judge, but indeed not a judge at all, nor does she have any legal history of studies or education in any way, and basically her entire education is based on literary degrees, which means she's a writer. And as it turns out, Anna is a fairly decent fiction writer. Sci-fi, I would say. But that doesn't make her a judge. So I continued to do some more research on her and her history. And as I began to expose her, Anna started coming back and making claims that I was somebody that I was not. And of course, she got very upset about a couple of the claims that I was actually able to prove, like when I contacted the Judicial Council of Alaska, and I put them on video and audio with them stating that Anna was nowhere near a judge. So this argument went on throughout the first year of me being on YouTube. Anna is not who she claims to be at all. Behind the scenes, she is extremely narcissistic and can get really ugly, cat scratching at somebody who is attempting to try to show that what she says is basic nonsense. This post was provided to me from a subscriber of mine, and I think you'll find it as interesting as I did. The whole purpose for this video is just to update everyone of what Anna's up to now. She has decided to go down a rabbit hole that is really interesting. The thing is that Anna is an excellent sci-fi writer. She's a fictional writer at best. The sad part about all of what she writes and does online is that pretty much everything that comes out of her mouth is ass backwards of reality from a law standpoint. But if you were reading the posts that she puts up for the purpose of entertainment, there would be a lot of it there. For example, at one point, Anna claimed that Virgo Triad was an AI, and I didn't have a clue who I was or where I was from, and that all of this was being done because I was a child of the Romanovs. Anyway, at another point, when Anna got irritated with me for exposing her, she put up a video where she claims that the name Virgo Triad means taxation pitchfork. The woman is hilarious, but the problem is a lot of people don't take her as being the fictional writer that she is. They believe that she is some form of common law judge, and they believe that her statements are true. We're going to take a look at some of those statements, and also the fact that it has become apparent to me that Anna is starting to lose her footing, along with the rest of what might have been left in 2017 of her mind. Come with me. The post that was sent to me by a subscriber, and it's from her Facebook page. This shows you a really, really good exhibit of just how narcissistic Anna is. And then I'm going to take you to a post that will do one of two things. It'll either make you shake your head really hard, or it will make you laugh hysterically. So let's start with this particular post, which my subscriber found absolutely hilarious. On April 7th at 3:10 p.m., Anna wrote on her Facebook page, "Emergency shutdown order / emergency arrest order. This is a direct order to all United States military personnel in active range and to the Commander-in-Chief from the United States of America. We request and require you to immediately shut down all HARP and SIPA stations and facilities worldwide that are in your control or under your administration. We request and require you to immediately apprehend and arrest all leadership of the Council on Foreign Relations." Now notice, James Clinton Belcher, head of state. James Clinton Belcher happens to be her husband. And I told everyone before that she claims she's married to the real United States head of state, or the president. Again, we are talking about someone who truly believes that they are an authority of some sort. The United States of America, Anna Maria Reisinger, fiduciary, the United States of America. My subscriber found this to be absolutely hilarious and promptly forwarded this to my email, saying, "Woo, she's really gone over the bend this time." And it appears that some of her followers are beginning to think the same thing. As you can see here from this post where they say, "Anna, you are beginning to sound like a tinfoil hat person. Of late you have been all over the place with your information. While it is well presented / spoken, it leaves me confused. Too many directions and roads to go down. Just saying, my perspective only." But that wasn't the funniest post I was able to find when I followed the link that he provided to me. I found another one on the same day, April 7th at 4:24 p.m., directly after the post that I just read to you, where apparently Anna had forgotten entirely that day to take her antipsychotic medication. She states, "Emergency public service announcement. You may be literally seeing some very strange things over the next few days. Do not be unduly afraid. Withdraw into your homes as much as possible. Use it as a quiet time with your families. We have discovered a plot to replace mankind with silicone-based life forms." The Council on Foreign Relations has pretended to represent this planet and has cut a deal to allow this in violation of universal law. The communication system enabling this plot has utilized more than 200 HARP antenna arrays. This system of radio antennas also includes mobile arrays known as SIPA units installed on Navy ships worldwide and communicates directly with self-constructing crystalline nanobot structures that have been deliberately seeded into the stomachs and digestive systems of people and animals worldwide. The materials for the nanobot crystals are imported via breathing in the chemtrail pollution. The chemtrail contain incendiary metals and metallic oxides and are rejected by our lungs. So when we cough or sneeze, are jettisoned into our nasal passages, swallowed, and wind up in the highly acidic environment of our stomachs. Similar to crystal growing experiments that you may have done at home or in school as children, the materials rapidly grow into the acidic environment of the stomachs and assume a predetermined size and shape, still at nanoscale sizes. Tiny fibrous appendages soon appear at every corner of the crystal, allowing motility and also tiny structures that function as radio antenna, that are much simpler than the antenna formed by your DNA or RNA, but which are capable of interacting with your DNA and RNA, and also able to transmit information back to the HARP and SIPA array. These bugs are being used to hijack your biology and collect vast amounts of information about you. Ultimately, they will be instructed to kill you and other carbon-based life forms. These nanobots and similar nanoscale technologies are being deployed via illnesses. And then she goes on to state that the SARS illness, specific absorption range spectrum, is actually what the acronym is for that specific illness. Now, let's take a look at that real quick, shall we, Anna? Severe acute respiratory syndrome. That is actually what the real acronym is, and this is over on the CDC page. This is what I mean. We're talking about somebody who fantasizes and then writes fiction. But I digress. Let's move forward. She goes on to say the leadership of the Council on Foreign Relations has been promised unimaginable wealth and eternal life in exchange for this betrayal of humanity and horrific misuse and abuse of our property and personal. Sorry. It has also prompted the government of the United States of America to issue an emergency arrest order to detain and confine the leadership of the Council on Foreign Relations. Now, stop for a moment. She's explaining the order that she just put out a few minutes before this, or a couple of hours before this. She's not talking about the actual government of the United States here. She's talking about her and her husband. What did I say? This is a fantastic fictional writer with a lot of comedy involved. Unfortunately, she's also a con artist. All right, she says individuals may interrupt and prevent the operations of these internal bugs by changing the pH of their stomach acid, which prevents the crystals from forming and helps dissolve them back into solution, and overall inhabits their performance. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, or any other natural but very acidic juice or vinegar can be used to accomplish this. All right, I can't go any further. You can always visit her Facebook page to read the rest of this, but this gets so silly that I just can't go any further. Here's my point here. Anna is starting to really... Anna, it's time to take off your hat, honey. Honestly, even your staunch followers are starting to notice that you are getting further and further out there. I just wanted for everybody to see this, mainly. This individual is not a judge in any way, shape, or form. Never has been and never will be. What she is a con artist who has made a lot of people believe that what she perceives herself to be, and in the narcissist that she is, someone of some form of authority or in the know. She's claimed to be everything from the right-hand man to the Pope, to the wife of the President of the United States, to a Superior Court judge, to a Supreme Court judge, to the Postal Court judge, to a common law judge. One of my videos, because it was a funny scenario at the time, shows her as a goat house judge. I just hope she gets the help she needs, quite honestly. But I thought you guys would find this humorous, especially those who know that Anna's been out there for probably 20 years, if not longer, pushing this garbage. And she makes her living by selling gold and silver on her website, and using several platforms out there, including Paul Stramers, to push this information. What it really is an agenda, and it's an agenda that you have to be of a certain mindset to even begin to buy into. But there are several statements that are on here that will show you that her followers, or people that would have followed her in the past, are starting to notice slippage. And even they are starting to crawl out of the rabbit hole that Anna likes to put people in. As you can see, Gregory makes a very realistic statement here. He just wants an honest answer, where it says, this acronym seems far-fetched, and this report feels pretty sensationalist. How was this come by? And how does consuming acid make the acidic environment necessary to promote... Oh, hold on. Sorry. Okay. Make the acidic environment necessary to promote these nanobots' development somehow then magically reverse their ability. All right, so he's asking a very logical question. And here's the thing. You never get a solid answer with Anna. It really doesn't matter what you're asking. So when my subscribers 2 years ago came out with a bunch of questions, I think there was 5 or 6 questions that everybody asked of Anna pertaining to how she became a judge, when she was elected, where are the stats for that information, because she kept battling back, claiming, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You think I'm a this kind of judge, but I'm really this kind of judge. By the time we were done, there was like 9 different types of judges that she claimed to be, none of which could be confirmed or were accurate, of course. So Gregory's asking a very logical question, right? And Anna, in full Anna fashion, comes back with this very snarky response, which is, the chemistry for crystals growing in solution is precise. If you change the pH even a small amount in either direction, it stops or inhibits crystal growth. If you don't know that, Gregory Pravda, you should take remedial high school chemistry classes, not comment on my page. Anna, you're hilarious, girl. All right, everybody. I hope this brightened up your morning. I'll be back with another video this afternoon. You guys have a great morning. Bye-bye. I am crazy.